Okay, this is a big thing that we talk about on Dog Post a lot, and I'm actually going to try to show it to you a little bit today. But I've Georgia's scholarship table or chart, however you want to call it, it's really a very important thing. There's a lot of nuance involved here in this right now uh, because of the COVID season and so forth. I want to go through how many guys are on scholarship as it stands right now, which of those guys is using a COVID year, and a lot of the other details that's going on at Georgia and frankly around the rest of the league. I've got stuff flying around here because I turned the fan on. So much paper. Each school is allowed 85 scholarship players. Many of y'all know that. Some of you don't. So, when I look at the board, and I'm going to try to do this the right way, we're going to see how this goes. This is the board right over here, our red zone board. All of these guys right here, it's a little out of focus, but all these guys are on scholarship at Georgia, okay? And we keep up with it by the year. I'm right here, camera. When you take a look at this, it gives you a very good look at where Georgia's at each position, how it's working, yada, yada, yada. The new camera angle, we'll just see. Maybe we'll come back to that some other time. But it allows you to keep track of, which guy, where do you have weaknesses? Who does Georgia have committed to them in the class of, in this case, 24, 25, 26? And who could be leaving after this year and who could be leaving after that year. But this is something when I spent time with Mike Bobo at Colorado State when he was the head coach over there, it really is an important, device that coaches have up on their board. In fact, I literally stole this contraption over here. I'll try to get it up on the screen. I'm not great with it. I literally stole this contraption, this idea. There, that looks okay. That I got that straight from Mike Bobo's office. I didn't steal it from his office, but I stole the idea, and it gives me the ability when I look over here so often, the chance to look at everybody. Are they a one dot player, two dot player, no dot player? And for us at Dog Post, we don't go by rivals. We don't go by 24/7. There, all these fantasies of what's out there. We just take the consensus value of the player. Are they a consensus top 300 player? Are they a top 300 player for more than just one particular evaluating site? Because having lived in that world for 15 years, I know there's plenty of bullshit involved. Sorry for the cussing, but it's just true. So we try to say, oh, okay, if they're a two dot player, that means they're probably pretty good. That doesn't mean that a no dot player can't be good. But for at Dog Post, that's how we keep up with it. We color code it by the class. And the one guy that sticks out, and the one guy that I'm going to talk about during this, is not a sexy player, but he was like a 13-game starter in 2022 for Georgia's national championship season. That's Tramel Wathauer. Now, I've got a link to the story that I'm putting right down below right now, and I want y'all to check it out. It is for subscribers, but it's a great time to go ahead and try us out for a little bit. It'll cost you $1, so not that much money. The link is the only link below. And here's what's being said very specifically about Tramel. Which Georgia players are using the COVID exemption in 2023? It says, at this moment, it looks like only one player, returning senior Tramel Wathauer, is using the NCAA's extra year of eligibility. And I'll stop just real quick. Keep in mind that Tramel went to junior college in 2018. 2008 would have been a long time. So 2018, he was at Hutchinson Junior College. I went out there to watch him play. I went out there, and in the same day, I saw Tramel play, and I saw Jermaine Johnson play. And that was a heck of a drive through Kansas. But anyway, got a chance to watch both of them play. If you've never seen junior college football, you're doing just fine. Anyway, it says that means Wathauer is not counting as Georgia's number this cycle. A slew of other players in the program are eligible for the COVID exemption, but not in 2023 as they are still in the midst of their normal college career. Walthour is on his sixth year of football after leaving high school, and I go through the years. 2018, he was a junior college player. In 2019, it's actually pretty important for Trammell. In 2019, he redshirted. Had he not redshirted, I believe he would not be. I'm a little hazy on if he could play or not. But anyway, 2020 he played. 2022, 2020, 2021, and 2022. So that's why I say with the junior college thing, I'm a little hazy on his situation. But I think anyway, he played in all 15 games and he started 13. Had he not redshirted in 2019, golly, I think the math could be a little different on Trammell. But as I counted up, he's the only person that is eligible this year to do it. The article goes on to say because Walthour was on the team in 2020 and because he has another year of eligibility granted due to the NCAA's waiver, he does not go against Georgia's number. So Trammell Walthour is on scholarship with the COVID exemption. Who is the other person that did that? Can you think of anyone? I'll go straight to the second camera just for fun because I've set it up for a reason. This guy was a COVID sixth-year player. If you remember or maybe don't, Stetson Bennett was in his sixth year of college football when he played at Georgia. So he did 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Did I say seventh year? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 is in his sixth year. One of those years was at a junior college. A couple of 17 was a redshirt season for him behind Eason and Fromm. 18, he was at the junior college. And so then in 19, 20, and 21, he played. So if you played in 2020, if you were on a roster in 2020, that's the key to all of this as we move forward. This is going to go away. And that's why I write about it in the article. It can be confusing. For instance, Brock Bowers is ineligible for the COVID exemption in the future. He was not affected by it. He never could have, used it. However, Ryan Godey, Xavier Truss, these guys, of course, Ryan Godey transferred to Mississippi State, but these are guys that are in different situations because they were on the team in 2020. Jalen Carter as well, but Jalen's going to get selected in the NFL draft. So I think that, back in the day, it was relatively easy to keep up with the math on this. And to be honest with you, it's not that complicated now. I mean, you don't have to have a degree from Georgia Tech in arithmetic to understand some of this stuff. But it can get a little bit jumpy for those of us who do not work inside Georgia's organization. The thing I want to point out about this, and I know this is sort of this is really inside, stuff here. But Georgia always knows what the number is. They always know it's 85, and they always know at any given moment where they're going to be. And I can assure you, they have never started fall camp over 85. It's never happened. And they've been under 85 before, but they've never been over 85. And I can tell you right now, they are over 85 at this second. If every single player comes back, and every single player who has indicated they're coming back, and we list all these folks out for you at the link down below, they will be over the number. So there will be more players who either transfer from Georgia or who have signed who will not be there in the fall. Period. That's just what it is. It's the other caveat to that is that there could be players who have medical that we're unaware of. And, so that wouldn't be anybody who's played the other day, but like Bear Alexander leaving. Well, that's not good for Georgia's long-term future because Bear Alexander was a good player. It may be good for the locker room, but I just mean in terms of, Bear was a good player. He was a scholarship player, but Georgia was over the number at that time. And so if Bear was going to leave, you know, Bear was going to leave. It may mean that someone else, player number 84 or 82 is still around because Bear Alexander, kind of couldn't get along with people. So this is a long article with a lot of nuance. I'd encourage you to click on it and see for yourself. Thanks for watching.